Remember, your fillet or your side here, after you're done, you have it all nice and cleaned up. You picked all the bones. We did it on 2 sides here. Take one, cut it into steaks, whatever you want to do. Put it in the freezer, wrap them up individually. You're all set. Why would you want to do this? You can get your seafood shop expert to come in and clean it and have it all ready to go. It's just something, if you want to do it at home, if you've ever been out fishing and you always watch somebody else clean it, take the time, experience the excitement and the fun in doing this. And yes, it is a little fishy, but have some fun, be a little creative, you know. What I did here is, you can take your fillet or your side, and we're going to pull this back just a bit, and then we're going to take our knife and go right underneath our flesh and in between our flesh and our skin, okay? And we're going to run the knife so it is angled down, again on the angle, so it's angled down right against the skin, and just cruise it right along, all right? I'm not pulling it, I'm letting the knife do the work, and we're all set. All right? We have our skin here. Now this is great. You can smoke this or use this for some kind of car decal. No, I'm only kidding. You throw that away, you're all done, finished. Now, we have a great little piece of salmon here. I'm beating it up. Sorry about that. You can take this here. There's one little fillet. All set. There's another. You see how I cut mine on an angle? All right. The reason I do that is so the way it sits on the plate and it cooks evenly, versus when you take and you cut it down, you don't want to have such a big piece. It would take longer to cook in the middle. Now, we're on these diets now. This is the beginning of the year. You can have some fun with a diet using some fresh fish that has a lot of protein, has a lot of energy. Enjoy what you're doing here. Have some fun. What we're going to do is take a step over here, and we're going to put together a marinade. This is a real simple marinade for salmon. You can also use it for a cod or a whitefish as well. This marinade basically consists of ginger, all right, orange juice, and I always like to toss everything into a bowl first. A little tamarind or a little soy sauce. You can look for the low sodium soy. That always works out well. We have some whole grain mustard with horseradish, and there's a style of mustard that's out there with horseradish, but if you have horseradish in the refrigerator already and you have whole grain mustard, just mix the two together. Again, this recipe is in the Goodness from Kroger magazine, and we're going to use a bit of honey, okay? Now, normally I just take my finger and mix it in there, but they said don't do that on TV. We're going to utilize the honey, and we'll go from there. The ginger, which is right here, we're using ginger root. This is normally what you'll see, ginger root. You'll find it out in all our stores, okay, in the produce section. Take the ginger root, little piece that you're going to use, and we've done this before. If it's used as a marinade, sometimes you don't have to peel the skin away. Now we're going to take and we're going to use it as a marinade for about 20 minutes, half hour, and then we're going to take and we're going to boil this marinade up, and we're going to use it as a sauce. So if I'm going to eat it, then I don't want to have any skin, because the skin isn't going to break down because it's a fibrous material. All right? So we take it, and like everything we do, we always want to cut and make sure there's a flat surface. And then we're going to come back. We're going to cut it into strips. Now you could take and you could grate this if you had a if you had a fine grater, and use it that way. And then we're going to cut it into strips as well, this way, or julienne batons pieces. And then we come back and we mince it. Ginger is so fresh and crisp that it gives energy to any of the foods you're going to be making. Flank steak, pork roast, pork chops, chicken breast. Ginger and orange go well together, like we see in a lot of our Oriental cooking. Ginger is used. So here's our additional ginger that we have. all set and ready to go. Let's take this. We'll put it right there on the side. And then we're going to take, and we're just going to mix this together because we want to blend our honey. And this is what our marinade looks like. It's great. And again, we're going to use that as a sauce in just a wee bit. Now, I'm going to take 2 pieces of salmon, and this one, and this one. You notice what I did here with this piece. I took the tail because that would cook so quickly, and I put it just underneath. And this is something that you can take and bake as well if you don't have a grill, or if you don't feel comfortable sauteing the fish. And you want to take and bake it in the oven for about, 20 minutes or an hour because you're afraid of medium rare fish, okay? We'll make sure everything is coated, and with my additional sauce, because this is a perfect marinade here for about 6 pieces of fish. So we're all set and ready to go, okay? We're gonna let that cook up low, and then we're ready. This one is gonna rest. Take it, put it in the refrigerator for about a half hour. Cover it with plastic, it's fine. With the orange juice, if you want to, just for for a little show to your marinade here, add a little zest in just at the end. Just zest it, add it right in just after it comes to a boil and shut it off. And it will keep its body, and then you'll be able to use that for part of one of your dishes. So that's fine. We're going to use that for a garnish. We've put on some steamed rice to have as a garnish. And actually, I'm going to take and add some cranberries to this. And we're going to add a little curry powder. This is not a recipe that you're going to find there. I'm just saying, be a little creative, have a little fun. This is fresh steamed rice. I'm going to mix that in. We're going to let that one sit. And then we're going to use this for one of our garnishes on our fish. So we have one marinade put together. We have another sauce that we're going to make up, which is very quick and easy. And we're going to garnish this with a little black sesame seeds. And we'll see how that looks. I'm going to let that all infuse wonderful flavors. We have our marinade cooking.